Hello and welcome to this third training video about our new Axxessible portal for Canadian Customs, Shipment Web. In this video, we'll explore the Customs CA menu, specifically the Search submenu, which allows you to search for transactions completed within the past 12 months using various criteria. It's also possible to search across all transactions processed with Axxess since the beginning of your collaboration with us, not just those from the last 12 months. We'll go into more detail about that in the video number 4. As mentioned in the first training video capsule, here's a quick but important reminder. So although the portal is available in 4 languages, some features have not yet been fully translated by our technology partner. So to ensure the best experience, we currently recommend keeping the portal display in English. To access the search function, click on the Customs menu, then select CA Customs and choose the Search submenu. When you enter this section, the 500 most recent transactions will appear by default in the search results area. Before diving into each search actions, let's take a moment to review the different sections of this page. So the first section, located at the very top, contains 6 action buttons. These actions will be either active or grayed out depending on whether a transaction has been selected from the results grid. As mentioned in previous videos, if you're unsure what an icon does, simply hover your cursor over it and a description of its function will automatically appear on screen. So I will start with the icons at the right. The notification icon allows you to set up tracking for a specific transaction. So once the transaction is selected, you click on this icon to choose your notification criteria. Then you click on the Save button. Notifications will be sent to you by email. Next one is the Excel download icon. So please note, if your search returns too many transactions, the download may not go through due to performance limitations. So if you need to export a large number of transactions or data to Excel, we strongly recommend using the reports feature, which will be covered in video number 5. Next, we have the email icon. So this is the only action that will be active even if you have not selected a transaction in the search results grid. At the left of the email, we have the note icon. So this lets you view any internal notes attached to a transaction or create new ones. These notes are only visible to you internally and are not shared with the Axxess employees. The following icon allows you to view all the details of a transaction in a new browser window, and we'll go over this in more detail later. And finally, the open folder icon lets you view the same details but within the current browser window. The second section corresponds to the search filters. So this is where you can enter criteria to refine your search. So let's start with the gear icon located in the middle of the page. So not confuse it with the one at the top right corner, which has a different function that we'll cover later. So this icon lets you customize your filter controls, meaning you can define which fields will be available for your searches. So on this screen, on the left-hand column, it displays all the available fields, and the right-hand column shows the fields currently selected. So to add a field, select it from the left side and click the right pointing arrow to move it to the active list. And to remove a field, do the opposite. So you select it from the right and you click the left pointing arrow. You can also reorder the display of column using the up and down arrows, as I've just shown. And you can also adjust the width of each column to better suit your viewing preferences. Now that we've defined the criteria for our search, let's move on to the search itself. Let's say I need to find all transactions where the parts number or cargo control number contains the digit 400. I will start by locating the column labeled cargo control number, which is here, and then I will type 400 into the field. At the right of this field, a drop-down menu appears. This is where I will select the search operator, meaning whether I want the results that are equals to, not equal to, or that contains the value I entered. So in this example, I will choose contains because I want to find all cargo control number that includes those digits. Now let's say I also want to add another filter. So I want the transaction related to the vendor Yele Yerde. I will locate the column vendor name and I will enter the first letter from this vendor name. Once again, I will choose the operator contain. And once my criteria are in place, I will click on the magnifying glass to run the search. And I get 5 results. If I want to clear all criteria and start fresh, I will click on the filter icon, and then I will click on the magnifying glass again. Let's continue with another example. So this time I want to see all transactions for the same previous supplier. Plus, I would also like to see the transaction for another vendor, Worldwide Logistics. So I've entered the first one here, and I need to add a second condition for this same field. So I'm going to click on the plus button just here. So it's not very easy to see, but there is a second row that was added just below this one. So if you go down, you're gonna have another row and the vendor name is empty. Before I type my vendor name here, I need first to put the logical connector. So do I want to see the transaction for the two vendor or one of the two? So in this example, I want all the transaction for either one or the other. So I'm going to choose or. And I will type worldwide. And once again, I want everything that contains worldwide. And I will click on the magnifying glass icon, and then I get 6 results, which are my transaction for the two vendors. When you have more than one filter row, you can easily delete any unnecessary ones. To do this, simply select the row you want to remove and click the trash can icon. The last feature I want to show you in this section is the ability to save frequently used searches. So let's look at an example. On an occasional basis, you need to share with your colleagues a list of all transactions that were released since the beginning of the year, up to date. Instead of recreating this search every time, you can simply save it. So we start by entering the search criteria. So in this case, it's going to be release date. You can enter either a specific date or use one of the predefined options in the drop-down menu. So last month, this month, yesterday, and so on. For this example, I select year to date and I click outside the field to apply the value. The system fills in the corresponding date range. So in this case, we saw it was January 1st up to May 16, which is today. I then click the magnifying glass to run the search. Once the results appear, I can save this search. So in the saved filter field, I give the search a name. So year to date release. Then I click the disk icon to save it. My criteria are now stored. So next month, if I want to run the same search, all I need to do is open the Saved Filter drop-down menu, and I select year-to-date release and click on the magnifying glass. If ever I want to delete a saved search because I don't need it anymore, I simply select it from the menu and I click the trash can icon and I confirm and save. Let's now move on to the third section of the page, which is the search results area. You can customize the column displayed in this section by clicking on the gear icon in the upper right corner of the page. Just like the filter controls we looked at earlier, here you can add or remove columns, you can adjust their width, and you can reorder them. As we briefly saw earlier as well, when you select a single transaction in the grid, you have the option to view its detailed information. So let's take a moment to explore the transaction detail screen. At the top of the page, you'll find what we call the transaction header. So this includes general information such as the cargo control number, the weight, the carrier number, type of package, number of packages, and just below is the date section, followed by the commercial information under the CCI headers tab. You can also open each commercial invoice to review the imported products in detail. When you return to the main transaction screen, you'll also see the shipment milestones as well as the associated documents. There are two types of documents available in this section. The first type of document are the commercial documents. So these are the documents that are provided by you, your carrier, or your supplier. So it could be the commercial invoice, bill of lading, manifest, and these documents can be accessed and downloaded through your browser when you click on them. Second type of documents are the system-generated documents. So all the information that is captured from your shipment and that we send electronically to CBSA can be found here. So this process generates several key documents such as the CAD form, which is the government transmission, Canada Custom Invoice, release notification. To view them, you simply select the ones you want and you click on print. Once again, the files will be downloaded via your web browser and you can then open or save them locally. The final tool I want to introduce today is the transaction flagging feature. This feature allows you to quickly identify certain transactions that you want to track more closely or find easily later on. To flag a transaction, simply click the flag icon located just to the left of the transaction number in the search results section. Once the transaction is flagged, the icon will turn blue or black. We'll see in just a few minutes where and how you can access all your flagged transactions quickly. If you want to remove a flag, just locate the transaction again in the grid and click the flag icon a second time. The icon will return to its original appearance. Let's finish with the fourth and final section of the search page, located at the bottom of the screen. This section offers a quick preview of the details for a selected transaction. So when you select a single transaction in the search results, certain associated information will automatically appear in the first three boxes at the bottom of the page. The first box lists the various reference numbers linked to this transaction. The second box shows an overview of the shipment milestones, so the key steps completed in the customs clearance process. And the third box gives you direct access to the documents related to the transaction. So as shown just in the previous slide, whether commercial documents or those submitted to CBSA without needing to open the full transaction file. Finally, on the far right of this section, you'll find the box dedicated to the transaction you flagged using the flag icon. These flag transactions are always visible in this area, so you can access them instantly with a single click whenever needed. You now know everything you need about the search menu and its various features. You are fully equipped to perform efficient searches and make the most of this section of the portal. In the fourth and next to last module, we'll explore the Custom CA Search Dashboard menu, which allows you to search through your entire transaction history with no date limitation. Until your next viewing, remember that if you have any questions or if you need assistance with the new platform or with any customs related matters, we're here to help. Please don't hesitate to contact us.